Hello, Boise! My name's Seth Ashley, and I'm here to talk about the internet. Who likes the internet? Me too, I love the internet. I use it all the time. I'm an egghead over across the river, but I'm mainly here tonight as a concerned citizen. I want to talk about democracy and the internet. This is what the internet was meant to be, right? It's meant to be a great, amazing, democratizing force. It's supposed to be free and open and non-commercial and competitive, and this is the conventional wisdom, and this is what we're told that we've gotten with the internet. But it's not the case. This is where we are today. The new media they're looking more and more like old media every day. And we're seeing the same commercialism and concentration and profit accumulation that we see with old traditional media. The internet was supposed to change all this, but here's the thing, we create the content, we create the value for these sites, and they make money off of us by selling our eyeballs to advertisers and our data. So not only are we the pigs here, but we actually built the farm, we built the barn. This was the old problem. This is the problem with newspapers, that we had these gatekeepers, we had these editors and corporate bosses telling us what we could and couldn't find out about. The internet's supposed to change all that. Has that really happened? Not exactly. We still have all these gatekeepers that control what we have access to. They either charge us too much for content, or as helpful as they are sometimes, they have personalized algorithms, they have priority for paid content, so we're not quite getting what we want to get. So we've heard a lot about Twitter revolutions, right? The revolution will be tweeted. We've seen this here and abroad. And that's great, and that's good that that's happening, but Twitter is probably not the reason this stuff is happening, right? Twitter's a great tool, but for activists to organize and make things happen when they're already motivated to do so. But mainly people that were knowledgeable and motivated and active before are the same ones that are still knowledgeable and motivated. That hasn't really changed. The rest of us are left with this, right? The 70-pound wiener dog gets all this attention. This is the kind of weak, depoliticized content that we get from a predominantly commercial media system. So this is what we need to watch out for as we go forward. How did we get here? Well, about 100 years ago, they invented radio, broadcasting, which later became TV, and every country in the world had to make policies to deal with this new technology. So we made policies that basically favored commercial industry, and these policies still affect us today. Path dependence is the reason why the 1920s matter today. The paths that we chose back then, it's hard to stray from those paths once you choose them. Just like with this antiquated keyboard that we still have today, it was designed to slow our typing down so that the keys wouldn't jam up. So same thing. This is what they said about radio. It was new media in the 1920s. And this is what they said. We are indeed today upon the threshold of a new means of widespread communication of intelligence that has the most profound importance from the point of view of public education and public welfare. Here's where we are, right? So this is a bit of an overgeneralization, but this is what we get from a predominantly commercial media system. It's not what we need for democracy, even if it is entertaining. I like the subtitles especially. How can we do better this time around? Well, we need good policy, right? We need net neutrality policy. We need, not PIPA and SOPA, what Wikipedia was protesting earlier this year. These were policies that just protected entrenched media power. We need to protect users. When we make policy, we need to keep this in mind. Negative liberty is this idea that government should stay out of our lives, let us say what we want. That's great, even if our speech is really stupid, like in this case. But what we also need is positive liberty. We need the government to actually intervene and enhance and protect speech when it can. Just like when the city spent $40,000 on all these cops and their riot gear so that these people could express their speech as vile as most of us think it to be. So we need to keep all this in mind as we go forward and as we make new policy. So the question is never to regulate or not to regulate. We're always going to make policy. The question is always, does this regulation improve the system of free speech and the condition of democracy? That's true for media, and that's true for everything. All of our policies, we should be asking this question. Here's the most important point, right? We're going to need policy, we're going to need good policy, that's going to help, but it's also up to us. Every time we go online, we get a chance to create the culture of the web, every single time. So when we do that, let's think about this. Every time we forward an email or send a tweet or post to the world what's on our mind, let's make it count. Let's be part of this conversation. We have a chance right now, we have a chance to shape how we're going to communicate for the next 100 years, right? So we have this opportunity right now. Let's take advantage of it. Let's make it count. Thank you very much.